welcome to our session 0. We're going to start off with a little bit of an introductory session with our players and their characters, and we'll do some short play afterwards. Our story takes place in the Forgotten Realms, specifically the realm of Faerun. The weave is magic that has been used, manipulated, and explored by magic users. But a strange phenomenon has recently spread from an unknown source known as the Spell Plague. A number of twisted creatures and strange magical effects have appeared, as well as portals to other realms. Our story focuses in on the Sword Coast to the west of Faerun. Clarrybelle and Flick, our two characters, a newly joined adventuring party, are working with Red Knife Dominic Drumwillow of the Lord's Alliance to rebuild Leylon, a city that was ruined by wild creatures in the Spell Plague. So, Jess.
That's me.
Let's talk about Flick. Now, Flick is from the gnome island of Lantern, an island so distant that some people don't even know that it exists. It's completely covered in thick forests and jungles and amazing heights of mountains where the majority of people live. Tell me one person that you left behind in Lantern.
So Flick had a childhood best friend whose name was Baron Moonbubble. And funnily enough, they're no longer best friends. She thinks about him a lot, but they sort of drifted apart. Their parents were very close, so they were very close when they were kids. But he, despite showing a lot of potential, he never actually became a druid. Scandal, exactly. So they grew pretty distant after that. There wasn't a lot for them to connect over and not a lot of time for them to hang out while I was doing all the druidy stuff.
And so if you were to meet a random person in a tavern or bar, what would you say? Why have you left Lantern?
I've left Lantern on a great mission of importance. Lantern is in great distress, and I've been sent to attempt to find a way to stop the Spell Plague from completely overrunning it. Fantastic.
So you've been sent out from Lantern by the elders of your tribe, who are called?
Like their names?
Yeah. What is the name of your tribe?
Oh, the name of my tribe is the Selunites. Is that how we're pronouncing it?
Sure.
Great. Selunites.
Selunites. Because you worship the god Selune.
Exactly.
Goddess of the moon.
The moon.
Fabulous. So you set off on a boat towards the Sword Coast, but you quickly became lost and a little bit disoriented, not specifically being a skilled boatsman yourself. But you are aware that you have traveled a far greater distance than you ever intended, and in a time frame that does not appear accurate.
Good.
So Lantern is quite far down to the southwest, but you appear to have travelled over 1,000 miles in a matter of a couple of days and are now arrived on the Sword Coast just north of the City of Splendors, Waterdeep.
How exciting.
How very exciting.
Good fortunes.
Good fortunes for you as well. Clarrybelle.
Yes.
Tell me about you. Where are you from?
Clarrybelle is from the
Sword Mountains.
The Sword Mountains.
Tell me about Clarrybelle. Where are you from?
Clarrybelle is from the Sword Mountains. She is the youngest daughter in a noble house of dwarves known as the Trollbleeders, and the youngest of 6 brothers and sisters.
And why are you heading out?
The Trollbleeder name exists for a great ancestor of theirs that single-handedly felled a troll. No one in her clan has been able to do this for some 150 years, and Clarrybelle wants to be the first one to accomplish this great feat. So she's headed off to start honing her skills and becoming stronger in the hope that one day she will become the next true Trollbleeder of her clan.
And can you tell me the most distinct memory of Clarrybelle's childhood?
I think a memory that really sort of stands out for Clarrybelle as sort of a really happy moment and a moment where she realized what her potential could be. She was out playing with her brothers out the back of their rather large homestead, and they were wrestling, and Clarrybelle managed to beat her oldest brother, Obadiah. And at that moment, her father walked out and saw them wrestling, and Clarrybelle thought that she was going to get in a lot of trouble. And instead, he raised her up, lifted her on his shoulders, and started parading her around the house and talking of how amazing his youngest daughter was and how much physical prowess she showed. She got to try her first very watered down mug of ale. It was just it was the moment where she realized that she could do something and be good at it, and that her dad would be proud of her.
So touching. So you are from the southern Sword Mountains, Clarrybelle, and you've come up from just north of Waterdeep. You were both heading north on the high road towards Leylon, Neverwinter, and the cities there, and you stopped at Canton's Roadhouse, which is where the two of you met. Tell me about that.
I don't know about you, but I'm pretty happy-go-lucky. I'm very drunk.
Oh, yeah. Clarrybelle is probably well into like her fifth pint of ale by the time we meet.
Now, is this a dwarven pint or like a person pint?
I mean, it's probably a dwarven pint, but she is a hardy gal. She's got a good constitution. So, like, she's drunk, but she's not wasted.
Yeah, I'm definitely not that many drinks in, but it doesn't take me a lot to get drunk. So good. I'm glad we're both alcoholics.
Yeah. We definitely stumble into each other. I mean, I kind of want to be cliche and be like the bathroom.
Yes.
And just
Drunk
like
girl compliments.
Drunk girl compliments, just like, oh my gosh, your outfit is the most incredible thing I have ever seen in my life.
Oh my God. Everything you do is just so perfect. I only just met you, but I know you're a good person.
How did you get your hair to be that big, but that soft?
Oh my goodness, do you want to touch it?
I do. I really want to touch it. Yeah.
And fast friends from then on.
Completely. Yeah. The bond's made.
I feel like maybe like we shared a room that night.
Yeah.
Woke up and just sort of assumed that we were going to travel together, and we did.
Yeah.
So beautiful. So beautiful. We are now going to answer some relationship questions. Can you each roll a D20 for me?
Yep.
These relationship questions have been taken from Kids on Brooms, Appendix D.
15.
15. So, Flick, you share a common interest in something weird with Clarrybelle. What is that? Tell me about that.
Ooh.
Literally whatever you say, I'm going to be 100% behind you.
I know you will, so I want to make sure I get it right. Oh, we're both, at some point in our lives, we were both really into that thing where you like braid pieces of like grass together and stuff into like super intricate patterns.
Yes.
And like we were way too into it. So we like, wait a second, and literally outdoing each other every time.
I think we both have woven grass friendship bracelets now.
Yeah. Instantly.
Yeah.
Right, good.
What a beautiful couple. Miriam, what did you roll for Clarrybelle?
I rolled a 7.
So how did you stop a bad rumor being spread about Flick? Probably at Canton's Roadhouse while you were there.
Yeah. I think at the Roadhouse, there was, like, we were all drunk. We were all quite merry. Mm-hmm. I think we'd met at this point and we were just having some drinks and having a good time. And I think there was a particularly obnoxious guy probably at the bar that was hitting on Flick because Flick is just the most adorable creature that exists. And I think that when Flick turned him down, he got a bit salty and started saying some things. And I think Clarrybelle just went over to him and full punched him unconscious. And then bought a round of drinks for everybody.
Fantastic.
This is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
I know.